Okay. What does it still say? Okay, so I don't know why it still says Overwatch, but whatever. Alright, so internet hiccup there. So where was it? Oh, okay, yeah. So you can make these big dinosaur gates that are, you know, just kind of big enough gates that, you know, it looks like something out of Jurassic Park. And so if I do that, I'd be able to fit my guy inside the building, although I'm going to have to extend it. He won't fit comfortably, but at least I can store him indoors where hopefully he won't get attacked by the raptors and things that run around out here. So what I need to do is harvest, or I need stone. I need lots of stone and wood and thatch to make those. And I don't want to get the stuff too close to the base, because if you do it too close to the base, it won't respawn. And then also, see those big chunks that go flying? Those will kind of give away your position. So I'll just get as much stone as I can and then carry it back. So I like these big guys because they provide cover, so I don't want to break those if I can avoid it. At least the ones that are real close to the base. Okay, so I'm pretty close, pretty full up. I'm gonna go drop this off, get some wood and thatch, and that is also a problem. I swear I'm hearing a roaring. Unless that's supposed to be the wind, but it's unusual. That is what they call an alpha dinosaur, which is just like a powered up version. And you can't bola them, you can't tame them or anything, but they're much faster and stronger than their mortal counterparts. And a level 90 Alpha Raptor will mess my stuff up. And actually, if I don't get something built quickly, thinking about it, my Parasaur would be vulnerable. There's no way to outrun it, and I wouldn't be able to outfight it or stop it from killing me or him. So I had best get my stuff built as soon as I can. And I'm almost dehydrated. I'm not gonna need the bola. Well, you know, that stuff's okay, I guess. I need to go down and get some water. If I can hopefully do so without being seen. I think I can revert the gamma. See, that's the difference. This is the default gamma setting, and before that was gamma on 4. Like I say, I don't like doing it. It feels exploitative to me. But you know, I could hold on to that honor and not be able to see anybody as they come in. You know, if this was like an actual competitive game or something, I would. But you know, I'd rather just not get killed. I wonder if there's anything cool out here. I like the water. I wish I could build out there, build an underwater base, but that's tech tier stuff. That's really high tier, and I'm nowhere near that level yet. Okay, so I need still more stone, wood, and thatch, all of which are easy to get. See, I like to harvest these little trees because they respawn quickly, and they're less noticeable when they topple over. And these are things you learn just, you know, with experience playing the game. You know, try not to build out in the open. Don't knock over don't knock over trees and things that'll, you know, expose you. Just generally, you know, try to be inconspicuous, especially when you're starting out, and especially when you're alone. So I might be able to make, I think I can make the gate. Yes, stone dinosaur gateway, 280 stone, which I have, 100 thatch, that's easy, 140 wood, which I have, so, Dino TT. Okay. I don't know if that's enough to build it though, so I need more thatch, but I'm completely full. So one thing you can do is basically, you can only overload yourself so much out of an inventory, but picking stuff up off the ground, you can pick up any number over your cap. Stone dinosaur gateway. Okay, so then I need to build the actual gate, and that doesn't require nearly as much stuff, so I just need to go get some stone, which is not difficult to do. Now if I can do so quickly, that's a whole different story. And I am just really paranoid. Seeing that wyvern absolutely shook me, because he could have killed me, he could have killed my tame, those wouldn't have been a big deal. He could have wiped me out, and then if they knew where I was, you know, it just, I hadn't seen one, and this is a relatively quiet server, so it was just really not what I was expecting to turn around and see. That's your gateway, and then what you have to do is you have to align these on fence foundations. So I'll show you how that works here in just a second. Okay. Now I really like the building. you know, those types of aspects, the survival aspects and stuff. So, what I'm going to end up having to do is knock out these walls and that ceiling. And, well, you know, it's 2 foundations wide, so I would have to build... No, come here. Get them up on the hill. Not that that's much protection, but I guess it's something. So, once I get enough stuff on me here, legs falling asleep. Let's take a look. Okay, so what we need are, I think that was just the rain. Seeing that wyvern absolutely has me paranoid now. More paranoid than you would be anyway. More stone thatch wood, okay. You know, being in the middle of a freaking jungle that collects all the most dangerous and powerful animals from all throughout history. But if that wasn't bad enough, you know, having to look over your shoulder to make sure you're not about to be pounced by a raptor, you have things like wyverns who might come down and, you know, vomit forth a torrent of lightning over me. I mean, any other time I'd say, you know, and threaten me with a good time. Oh, yeah. But, you know, in this particular case, it's a little bit hardcore. So, another foundation. So I won't be able to build closer to the hill, so I'm going to have to build outward, and the only problem is, the more I build, the more noticeable it becomes. And so I can't stay here for long, but it's, in PvP Arc, you pretty much, log in expecting to have your stuff blown up every time. That's just kind of the way it works. can't afford to get attached to anything. And you kind of just always expect there to be trouble. So I need to knock out these walls too. And then basically I just need to build more walls. No, that's not me voicing support for President Pumpkinhead, so okay. Where are my fence foundations? So you can't build here. I'll pick up the gate so I can show you. So you cannot build, you can't place a gate directly on a foundation. Like I can place it kind of close, you know, clipping into it, but it doesn't snap properly to the foundation. But it will to fence foundations. So you get these, and hopefully you can put this here with the preserving bin there. I may have to make another one. Okay. So with those there, now see, it snaps to it. Voila. I've got me a gate in which I can fit my parasol. It's going to be a tight squeeze. I'm going to have to move that at some point, but I mean, that's fine. You know, what are you going to do? But now I need to build walls and ceilings enough to enclose the... yikes. Oops. Watch that last step. It's a doozy. Which, you know, just requires... I need to build up a bunch of walls and things real quick. And that'll be before it's really safe to log out unless I want all of my stuff easily taken and or destroyed. Which I don't. Let's see what else I can, how many more I can make. Just one. Need more wood. That takes care of that. So the gates are 4 walls high and 2 walls wide. So I need to try to basically I'm going to build up 4 walls and just kind of try to enclose this area and see if I can get my dinosaur inside. And I'll be safe to log off for the night. Well, relatively. I mean, I might wake up and everything gets blown up tomorrow anyway, and all my stuff is taken and my dinosaur is dead. That is the nature of Ark. So yeah, that's just kind of where it's at. I thought I heard something. You know, so the important thing with Ark, especially on PvP is pretty much always have a plan, always be doing something that, you know, furthers your goals of survival. You know, so identify what you need. It might be, especially when you first start out, it's as simple as I need to build a campfire and I need to get some meat to cook so that I don't starve to death. Well, that is... what am I missing? Oh, thatch. You know, that's a basic example, but it's, you know, a very important thing, and this is just kind of that same thing. I have to identify what it is I need. In this case, I need to enclose, you know, this building and have a safe spot to log off and store my dino. So, what do I need to accomplish that? Well, you know, I just need a bunch of stone walls and things, and I'm not very good at the building. Damn it. I'm not very good at, like, the building and stuff. I've seen some people, like my friend is really good at building things, you know, like a Minecraft wizard and stuff, and so they always do pretty well designing their bases, and mine just looks very basic. But, you know, it does what it's supposed to do also, so... But, so Ark, you know, is really... you know, when you first start, you'll kind of meander through things, you know, and try to figure out, you know, as you go, what all you need. But in my case, having played for quite some time, and especially in as ruthless of an environment as the PvP servers are, you just start identifying things, and kind of, or even somebody disorganized like me can come up with a plan for, let's see, it's becoming more visible, which worries me, but there's nothing I can do about it. You know, and so you come up with a plan and just try to enact that plan as best you can. And so, what I may do is I might just... I think 2 walls is high enough for these guys to fit, but I want to check, because I won't make the whole base 4 walls high if I can avoid it. I was afraid of that. That preserving bin is going to block the way. Well, yeah, he looks like he fits under the... No, actually, you know, because the foundation sits up a certain amount, he might have trouble if it's just 2 walls high. I really don't want to extend the whole thing, but you know, I guess I'll do what I have to do. Okay, so now I need, what, 2 ceiling pieces for that? And if I, see, it'd be 1 here, and I would need to build walls up there, and then do the ceilings, and hopefully he'll fit once I move the thing, the preserving bin. Yeah, it might be a tight squeeze, but we'll see. I suppose my only other option is to remove this ceiling and basically just build up the walls 4 high all around here, and then add the ceilings. And it's going to make the buildings stand out a bit more, but you know, it's kind of unavoidable, and at this point nothing I could do would completely prevent me from being seen or blown up. I'm trying to figure out what would be the best way here. I really just want to get this done, but you know, I'd like to do it right too, because if I don't build it up high enough, then you know, he just gets wedged in there anyway. It's not really going to help me. I need to build another preserving bin and store everything else in that. Yikes. What do those take? Fiber, stone, thatch, and wood. Yeah, it's easy enough. So I just need a little more stone and fiber. It's easy enough. Kind of a waste of resources, but at least the preserving bins don't take much. So that helps. So I guess I can put it back in this corner here next to the smithy. I'm just trying to make things as compact as possible. Spark powder, which is what powers the thing. Don't ask me how that works. Dodo egg. Just carry as much as I can. And here, if we do this, I'm going to dump off all the non-food related things. Yeah, I'll just do this. Boom. That's not too bad. I don't need all that meat. Okay, so now this thing is no longer necessary. So he's going to stick out the back unless maybe I angle him. Yeah, it's like parallel parking of parasaur. It's parasaur parking. Great. And I'm stuck if I do that. But he's going to clip if I don't. Yeah, I'm going to have to... Yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to be stuck doing that, so I suppose I could do it this way. Still clipping through there a little bit, but I can do that. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit too big of a pooch for this small of a place. but there's just not a whole lot I can do other than make the entire building 4 walls high. And even then it's a tight squeeze, but it's a little less so. But that's going to take a lot of resources to do. So I'd have to... No, I think this will do. If I can just get it. Yeah, okay, he fits okay there. No, it's still clipping. Yeah, one of many issues with this game. But, you know, what are you going to do? So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more walls. And then it looks like 4 ceilings. Yay. Alright, well, I'm kind of leery of harvesting this close to the beach because that freaking wyvern, man. It's scary. Clever little move there. Well, I'm fairly well hidden from one angle because of all the foliage. More thatch and wood. It's getting late, I'm getting tired. So I'm going to finish this so that I can go to bed, but you know, if I leave it half done, it's not only players I have to worry about, but some random animal could fly by and kill my parasaur. You know, or a raptor coming over the top of that hill or something might find its way in and then, you know, kill my dinosaur and in the process destroy all my objects and things, and so I really don't want that. Yahoo, why would you do this? And it's not even facing the right way. So, still need 5 more rolls. Remember, me and maths. Make Rog do maths good. Meet Grog invent 2 + 2. Alright. Okay, let's see here. See, there's all these kinds of rocks and things here that are great for harvesting. Again, you want to take the little ones out because it seems like they respawn the fastest, but you have to be careful. More wood and thatch. And this beechwood respawns quickly. You know, it's not very noticeable when you destroy it. Plus, I just like the idea of harvesting it. Like, I really like the way it looks. Friggin' Ichthyornis again. Get away from me. getting closer. And all this would go so much faster if I had an actual tribe. But I just have never been able to find one, and a lot of the people I do play with don't play very long. And I myself, like I say, at the top of this thing, have kind of a love-hate relationship with Ark. And so it's easy to get burnt out on it. So, thatch. Actually, it's pretty close to her. Oh, come on, I was just at the water. Okay. Neck is stiff. Alright, that looks inviting enough right down there. Delicious. Although, I guess there's no pollution here, so unless you hurry up to, the metal tier, like the high tier stuff where you have like gasoline powered generators and electronics and things, like why are we repeating the same mistakes? At least electronics aren't, but I mean, last thing that this place needs is fume belching generators and things of that nature. It's going to be a little difficult to get the proper angle, but there we go. So I need 4 ceiling pieces, and our Ark journey will be complete. We will have accomplished, let's up his weight. Basically let him carry more. If I can get the ceilings in place, we will have accomplished at least part of the list that I've been talking about. We have a parasaur for gathering berries and seeds. We will be set up well to tame dodos and the Phiomia once we can find one. Oh, shit. That alpha raptor is a problem. I can outrun most creatures on the island on foot. Even actual raptors, because I've put so many points into movement speed, but I can't outrun an alpha raptor. Certainly can't outfight one. And especially not a level 90. That thing would tear me to shreds. Okay, so now I need ceilings. I need 4 ceiling tiles. Panels, roofs, whatever. Pieces. They take a bit more than the walls do. So, more thatch and wood. And just like with everything else in this game, there are dinos that are better at doing this, harvesting stuff, but they take a long time to tame, or resources that I just don't easily have access to right now. Which is too bad, but that's kind of the idea, is to get built up to the point where, I can tame that sort of thing. And then Kylosaurus, which is always one of my favorite dinosaurs, would be great. They're really good for harvesting stone and metal and, various other things like that. There are others that are good for harvesting wood and thatch. Donger Police. Okay. Mark Driscoll. Why are you not letting me see how long it has? Well, that's how you can tell how long it's been since somebody's been on. Is after 15 days or so, their stuff is, you can just walk up and demolish it. And so, if that's how I can tell how long it's been since somebody's been here. Yeah, and then even if I wasn't already tired, I would need to take a break, because we've been at this for a while. The old eyeballs are straining a little bit with it. As some of you would know, I've been dealing with vertigo for the past few months. Well, really since May, so most of the last year. And it was caused by an inner ear thing, but surprisingly that can affect your eyes a lot, and I didn't know that until all of this started, and it's quite unpleasant. And this game's inconsistent frame rate and everything really don't help with that. But even if it was a consistent frame rate, there's just only so much. Okay, actually that's enough. You know, even if the frame rate was consistent, there's just only so long we can do this, so at least until I'm fully recovered. Fortunately, things are going well, but unfortunately a little more slowly than I would like is all. So if I can get one place that can jump. Nope, damn it. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. There, now it'll want to snap the others like so. There we go. So, here is our finished product. Well, this is really just an outpost. It's not what I would call finished. It's just a place to store myself and my dinosaur. You know, until I can get the resources to build up something in a somewhat more hidden, more secure location. And you know, tame more and just kind of advance more along the old tech tree. So what I want to do is drop off the organic stuff that I picked up and fill up on some food, and then before I log off, I actually wanted to take a quick run down that beach and see if we can see if there's like a base or something over there where whoever was on that wyvern was at. And so if I take off all my stuff, you know, I have literally nothing to lose here. So if I die, you know, who cares? I don't have to run back. I worry about running back and getting my gear, lest I lose something valuable. I can just respawn back at my bed and just call it good. But I really did want to take a look. I better be careful of that Alpha Raptor too. And that Therizinosaurus there will tear me, ouch, in twain if I'm not careful. Ooh, I might have pissed him off. No, okay. Yeah, they're one of those, I mean, the thing's an herbivore. Ouch. That's an iguanodon, one of the oldest known dinosaurs. The Therizinosaurs are herbivores. And I remember when they found the claw, because the claw is like, you know, this long. And they thought it belonged to just the most massive predator that would have ever walked the land. But then we found out, I mean, the Therizinosaurs were pretty big, but their claws were kind of like sloths or something in that sense, that they had big, formidable looking claws, but they were really herbivores. Yeah, and see, this poor bastard has been wiped out a while ago. Ooh! I did not know. Okay, well maybe I don't want to. Maybe I do want to make it back to the base and not throw my life away then, because I'll take those narcotics. And this is a fabricator, which, you know, you use gas, and then you can make, you know, you can machine items there. Okay, well, let me run the narcotics back, because honestly that's enough of a find that I don't want to waste it. And then we'll try one more run down the beach, and then I'm going to call it a night. Let's see, I run pretty fast. You say I can outrun most animals in the game. From dire wolves to raptors. Not the alpha versions, though. I'm dehydrated, damn it. No, that's fine. And unfortunately, I sort of, you know, I will be, when I log in to check tomorrow, I'll be fully expecting all of this to have been just undone by my stuff being destroyed. But you never know. I mean, it survived last night. It's Ark. You know, you're lucky to survive a single night. You know, you count yourself fortunate and call it good. I think what we're going to do is just head straight down the beach. That's the fast way. Dilophosaur running from some kind of trouble. Then again, so are these dodos, so another one must have attacked them. Not that I'm worried. If it's a low enough Dilophosaur, I could just kill it with my bare hands if I really had to, but I have nothing to lose, so... I wish I had a spyglass or something like that. I mean, I have one back at the base, but I didn't bring it because I didn't want to lose it. It's honestly, crystal, there's one place nearby that you can harvest it, and I need it to build some greenhouse structures so that the crops that I do make when I start making them grow faster. But you harvest it in relatively small quantities. Okay, now see, that parasaur is injured and running from something. What is it, I wonder? Oh, that Dilophosaur, maybe? Okay. Well, they're of no concern to me. Dilophosaurs really aren't dangerous at this point. Like, if I'm already injured... He's a level 50, yeah, so, I mean... I'm unarmored and unarmed. And so if he sits there and wails on me, you know, I'd be in trouble. But if I was at full health, I could probably walk up and kill that thing with my fists. My kung fu is better than yours. And I've been this far down already. So when I saw that wyvern, I saw it flying this way. But it came from an area that I was honestly surprised to see also. Now, I suppose... Okay... My health isn't gonna... No, but... Health isn't going to regenerate because I'm starving. So I can get a few things in my belly. Some berries. That'll keep you going. Although it'll ward off starvation for a little while. a very little while, but that's fine. Nah, you little bastard. Stole my stuff. Oh, he's coming back for more. Yeah. And I'm too injured to run. Now I can run. Even as I start starving, and then I get too injured to run again. What a pain. Okay, take my stuff and leave me alone, you asshole. That poor Dodo didn't make it. See, I wondered if this was an active base. I haven't scouted it a ton. Ooh, that cold water will kill me before I even get over to that ramp. Because I'm so injured, and then the starvation will kick in again. And yeah, you know, I mean, I wondered if that was an active base. You know, a lot of these around here have been hit. Doesn't exactly inspire confidence. This area is really cool to build in, but it's also heavily trafficked. So generally, you want to be able to build quickly and get some defenses quickly. You will just get, you know, raided and blown up. That's what actually happened to me on my last server. See, I had a base right there, but it looks like there's this made of metal. Is that a human? No, okay. No, boy, come on. Can I not catch a break here? So there's this made of metal. It looks like there might be a couple of missing panels, but it's tough to be sure from here. I think I can see the stars through it, but you know, it's just, this area is dangerous because it's heavily trafficked by the most dangerous game on the island, which is the other players. So, you know, a lot of these guys haven't been around. This guy, I've seen a lot of his stuff has gotten blown up. Tribe Chungus, same thing there though. $16 hours, so they're almost gone completely. Oh, come on. So I'm wondering if that didn't get raided up there. It's a cool place to build, but I mean, you really have to be... Oh, you can follow me out here then, you jerk. Yeah. Well, we didn't really expect to survive that trip, so... So I need to go down here, and that's where the giant frogs are. I want to tame one of those, because there's a lot of metal in the area that I'm at, but there's not a lot of ways to get cementing paste. And if you take the frog into the jungle where all the dragonflies and other bugs spawn, and then kill them and eat them with it, it just creates cementing paste out of them, so you can use that. And this is that gamma trick I was mentioning, which, I mean, you see such a huge difference it makes, and I really dislike using it, but you know, everybody else in the game is doing it, so at this point the only thing I would be doing is handicapping myself compared to those who would want to do me harm. So that's going to be it for tonight. You know, we got some stuff done, so I'm pleased about that. You know what, actually, one last thing. We are going to fall to our death. Ouch. I was actually going to run down basically the other direction and kind of go west around the corner there of that beach and see if I could spot where that wyvern was. Now, when I saw the wyvern, I didn't see a rider on it, but I can't imagine why it would be around here without one, because they don't spawn near here in the wild. And every so often you do get a freak thing like that, but I've never seen something like that, like a wyvern so far out of its place, its habitat. Let's see, this guy's been hit, and I'll tell you another telltale sign. See, because the panels get discolored as they get damaged, and see how multiple were at once, and their damage levels are kind of different. So it basically means somebody came in here with explosives, because the one panel that was hit, which is this one here, and then the ones that are around it are in various states of damage. So it means, you know, damaged by explosives, which is what most people use. C4 pretty much. Run up to your base and C4 it, and then you know, breach the wall, get in, take your stuff, kill you, that kind of thing. Let's go and look. Ooh, that is bright. And the other reason, on the other server, I had this really cool little crop house built here for growing my vegetables, and it was really awesome, but it was eventually destroyed along with the rest of my stuff. It took quite a bit of time for them to come in and wipe me out, and I was even, you know, offering people, and a lot of people are cool, you know. I made some decent friends and with people whom I actually helped out, because, you know, I don't mind doing that, but you get the other guys who PvP, it's PvP. So basically that means, yeah, it's just thatch, I'm not too worried about it. You know, you have to raid everybody else at all times, even when you're like this super mega alpha tribe, and, you know, you're gonna blow up my stone or wood structures, and not take my stuff because it's of any value or anything to you. You're just going to do it because you can, to, you know, remove a potential threat or something. It's like, you shoot, you know, I'm never going to be quite to that threat stage. And it's just, you know, there's a lot of griefers and everything else in this game, and it's a bit of a problem. You know, do PvE, except for, as I've said, that's unplayable because there are stone pillars over like every square inch of land, so that you can't build anything anywhere cool. And then nothing ever happens. Everybody just hoards up all the space. See, I'm getting closer to giant scorpion country here. As a matter of fact, when I want to go tame one, this is where I'll come to do it. Well, or it's this direction. We might see one as we go here. Oh, a little bit of rubber banding there. Yeah, like up in here and kind of around this area, there tend to be a lot of scorpions and other things. I still don't see anything as far as a base goes, but this is where scouting from the air would be so much nicer. No, still don't see anything. The other thing I have to worry about in this area are saber-tooths, which that actually might be one down there. Yeah, no, it looks like there might be two of them down there. Which again, give me a full belly and room to run, and it's not an issue. I can outrun a saber-tooth. That is not a problem. But if they catch you by surprise, which they will a lot of the time, and that's the dangers of the wilds, especially the more dangerous, so you might be focusing on one thing, like harvesting this plant, or something like that, and then whack, you get hit by a saber-tooth or something from behind, and it's kind of already too late because they've done enough damage. Oh, ow. There is no way off of this that isn't going to kill me now. Well, what are you going to do? I can't see, I suppose I could just spawn in the jungle randomly. Kind of over in this area. See where it puts me. Honestly, not far from where I was. And these rocky islands here, this shelf, it's also a cool place to build. You know, there are a lot of them that are really cool. In an ideal world, you wouldn't have people who come in, you know, with the top level stuff and blow up everybody that's at the bottom all the time. So that you actually could build and get to enjoy some of this cool stuff. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll rent a private server, I've considered, because you know, then I could get a lot of people on, and then if there were griefers, I could kick them, could region lock China, which sounds harsh, but really, there's something down there. Really, it's like PUBG. The vast majority of the cheaters in this game are from the China region. And, you know, the griefers and stuff do. I mean, they come in these, and you'll see a bunch of them, and you could see them in chat already. See how it displays his boxes, because it's not displaying it wouldn't be kanji or kanshi or anything like that. So whatever the Chinese equivalent is, the characters, it won't display them properly. But so that's okay. So these guys haven't been on in a few days. This is made at least 4 days ago. You know, so anyway, you'll get these Chinese tribes that come in, and there's a bunch of them that are all allied, and they'll come in, wipe everybody out, and then just leave the server. And you figure, okay, well, maybe I can build, but then they'll just come back. And, you know, it's like they keep all their stuff on a home server. You can't really wipe them out because they'll just keep bringing in more resources and stuff. It's quite frustrating. So if I ever rent a server, I'm going to region lock China for sure. Well, no sign of the wyvern or where it may have come from. But I'll keep going till I expire here. I shall fight to my last breath, as Reinhardt would say. Honor, justice, Reinhardt, Reinhardt, Reinhardt. I wish I could play as Reinhardt in this game. I love the Pteranodons. Nothing to me says we're back in a prehistoric world than, you know, waking up and seeing these gigantic, graceful, reptiles, you know, soaring through the sky on leathern wings. So I wonder if there's a cave back here. Sometimes there are. There's all kinds of hidden caves and things everywhere, but so I'm a little closer to where I've seen griffins spawn over here. I wouldn't mind having one of those. They're kind of glass cannons, but they're really cool, and griffins have always been some of my favorite mythical creatures. And there's a phoenix in Scorched Earth, but the requirements to tame it are absolutely Herculean. It's just ridiculous. Okay. I'm surprised I haven't seen something really terrible. Oh, speak of the devil, or in this case, the flying ants and the big giant crawling ants. So if you'll excuse me, I'm going to make an exit, stage left. And over there, you can see in the distance there, that's the swamp, which is outside of like the Arctic biome, is probably the most dangerous place in Ark. It's also tends to be where some of the best stuff is, like the giant frogs that I want to tame. I'm going to need to build a raft and sail it over down the coast, because trying to do it on foot is just asking to be eaten. Yikes. I don't think that water is deep enough, and I would not survive that fall. Oh shit, there's a saber-tooth and what looks to be an Allosaurus. That fire effect on their back basically means they're a pack leader. Yes, it is. Allosaurs. Oh shit, and there's a scorpion. See, told you, it's getting much more dangerous over here. Oh, and there's an Argentavis. Giant Prehistoric. Oh, that sounds big. Run, 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 run. Oh my god, it sounds like it's keeping up with me. That was one of the Allosaurs. Woof! How about you eat that Pachycephalosaurus and not me, okay? Oh no, Sabertooths! Pack of Sabertooths! Pride of Sabertooths. I don't really care. I'm out ski, bro. Oh, this is gonna... if I could have made it a little further, I could have jumped into the water, but... yeah. You can see where it starts to get quite a bit dangerous, and here's where I am, and that's how far I had traveled. Actually, I spawned here, and then moved down that way, through no small amount of danger. Now, I wanted to go to the swamp, but we'll worry about that when I'm actually prepared for it. Alright, well, I think that's going to be all for tonight's stream, so thank you guys for tuning in, and, I guess I could respawn. Just in case I get killed and my stuff gets blown up, that way when I log in it'll say I was killed by so-and-so, and I'll have some idea who did it at least. Not that I can do much about it, but... alright. Well, sayonara, and good night from Mark.